Our role in the community is to support other charities, community groups and what would be called not-for-profit organisations.
So I think the key thing about AVS is our flexibility, our willingness to listen, to offer tons of support and enthusiasm, but to practically apply that from how to get funding, how to recruit more volunteers, how to market your organisation, find out what the needs are in the community. I love the creativity, I love the scope, I love the opportunity to help people. People with ideas, people with problems, people struggling, but the commonality is they all want to make a lasting difference to the lives of people and communities in Selby District. So what I'm able to do is be that mentor, that support, that go-to person for information, advice, practical suggestions, but always the individuals are in control.
As Selby District wasn't actually particularly engaging with the residents of the district. So we said, right, Selby District needs to go out there on the road. So we formed the Community Engagements Forums, i.e. CEFs.
That board makes the decisions, but that is backed up by administration from Selby, because obviously we're all volunteers, we don't have a lot of time. So what AVS does is that fills that gap of doing the legwork for us when it comes to organising things, contacting people, knowing the right people within funding and that sort of thing. That they do the legwork between administration and the sort of the board for us.
Yeah, their remit is, you know, it's can you help us? And 9 times out of 10 they can.
The AVS has had community link days where they've brought the organisations together to network and also to support people. I work with people with dementia in my normal job, so that is very dear to me, and there's a lot of things that I see that people need support, and AVS has supported me in my role as a district council and chairman of an organisation that we can help people.
The community engagement forums which Selby AVS are part of have been a massive impact on myself as BAble, because they do events in all the 5 community engagement forum regions.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with Selby District AVS, is that it really does bring the district together, not just Selby. They're very much about kind of bringing together all the community organisations, helping us to work together, which is kind of even more important. So that kind of partnership building to strengthen our services is very, very important.
The impact that Chris and his team have made on our charity and all the small organisations within Selby that are non-profit making is immense. The work he does and his team do is brilliant. It's helped us also in many, many, many different ways. We've got different routes to go down now for accessing grants and having financial support from different directions to what we were used to having before.
AVS really think about the individual organisation or the individual person who's going to them wanting support, wanting guidance, not maybe knowing where they're going or where they're taking their work. Because often I think people go to AVS going, I kind of got a bit of an idea, but I'm not really sure what to do with it. And they're there to go, brilliant, that's fantastic. Come and have a chat, let's talk it through. And that's really exciting. And it's really dynamic place to be a part of. You know, when you're in there, they make you feel part of it. And that's really quite a special thing to be able to offer locally.
I don't think people are aware of how much they do. They realise there's a funny building at the bottom of Morrison's car park, but aren't always clear what that building's for.
Community House was built 10 years ago this year, and it was built as a social enterprise.
We are very fortunate in having Community House. Not many voluntary organisations have a building that was built to their almost specification, and that happened with the support of Selby District Council as well.
We've got 14 offices over 3 floors that we rent out on a long-term basis, again to community-based organisations and some commercial.
So we also offer interview rooms, you know, just for a few hours or a couple of days or whatever. But we also do conferences here, which people are amazed at, I think, with what we can do here. The money that we acquire gives us a reserve as well, but allows us, with the cuts in the funding, to support other groups in ways that we can.
Part of my role as the finance manager is looking after the logistics and the admin sides of all of that. But also within that we offer a service for groups and organisations to look after and to manage their finances for them.
We've got a board of trustees, but nobody makes a profit. So any surplus that Community House produces goes towards our charitable aims.
I'm a trustee for AVS in Selby, have been for a number of years. We look after the building. If there's anything needs doing, we sort of approve it or not.
There's lots of the small organisations are actually based in there. It isn't just Selby AVS. And one of those groups is the local community transport system.
When I retired, my daughter, and she said, why don't you volunteer to be a driver? So I just applied and I got the job. So I've been doing it for 14 years. They do appreciate our service, I know they do, they tell me.
We've just lost our bus service. And so we've got, in some of our villages, we've got a lot of old people needing to get to doctors and the like, which is what the transport service is for, but we've managed to start to use it far more.
I think the hard thing sometimes with describing what Selby District AVS does is because it is so broad and so flexible and willing to change to meet the needs of an individual, it's a very hard one to put into words. So what I always say to people is we're the go-to organisation if you've got an idea, an issue or a problem relating to the community. If we don't have the answer, we're absolutely guaranteed to know someone who will have.